Hey there, it's Casey Dimon, TaxLawAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me on today's quick tip video. Before we do discuss today's quick tip, I want to remind you, grab your copy of the Tax Sale Playbook. You can get this at TaxLawAcademy.com. The book itself is free. I bought it for you. Just cover the nominal shipping cost to get it from our warehouse to your front door. Again, that's TaxLawAcademy.com. There's a link down below in the show notes. Today we're talking about past due HOA fees. So a property is in tax foreclosure. The owner obviously didn't pay the property taxes. So it's pretty doubtful that they're going to be stroking a check to the homeowner association for the monthly dues or the quarterly dues. In most areas, it will take 2 to 3 years of delinquent taxes before that property gets sold at a tax sale auction. That means you also have 2 to 3 years worth of dues to the HOA that were never paid if that property is located in an HOA or a POA for properties owner association. If it's a condo or a townhome of some sort that has high HOA dues because of all the amenities and the maintenance that are offered through the association, we're talking about a situation where there could be $15,000 or $20,000 worth of HOA dues that were owed. I actually had a very similar situation I was discussing with a student just last week. They purchased a condo in Florida at a tax deed sale. I believe they paid around $25,000 or so for the condo. Now, the market value was roughly $48,000. So they got a great deal and they had lots of margin to work with. But when they went to the association to register and to get a copy of the deed restrictions and the bylaws and all that good stuff, they were told that they owed somewhere around $12,000 for back due HOA expenses. They were also told by the association that they would not be provided any documents, any keys to the gym, any pool keys, or anything else until they first paid all of the back due HOA fees. The problem is that they actually didn't owe these. They didn't owe a single penny to the HOA. Because of Florida law, these fees were wiped out through the tax foreclosure process. And this was explained to them and subsequently to their attorney. And these fees actually got wiped away and my student did not have to pay them. Their balance for HOA dues on that property went to zero. But this is something that I actually see far too often. Had my student not known that there was an issue, well, they would have thought they just had to pay their dues. If they took the HOA for their word, they would have had to write a large check. So many people unknowingly will put themselves in bad positions. The truth is that the treasurer for the HOA wasn't trying to be vindictive or mean or anything like that. They weren't trying to take advantage of anybody. The treasurer simply didn't know the law. And they were looking at their accounting software, and they were reading off the balance for that particular condo. In most all transactions, those dues will get paid regardless if the association collects a check from the owner, the seller, the buyer, whoever it is. That balance will usually go to zero upon property transfer, but not at a tax sale because they get wiped out through the tax foreclosure laws. So I encourage you to check your state's laws and how they handle HOA or POA dues. And every state's just a little bit different. Some record a lien and then it gets wiped out at the auction itself. Sometimes that lien gets wiped out once the property is foreclosed, maybe months before the auction, whatever it is. There will usually be some sort of date in which the tax deed buyer becomes responsible. Again, it might be the auction date. It might be 6 months before the auction date, once the judgment is finalized, whatever it is. Do your research those laws, and determine how it's going to be handled in your state before you ever consider forking over a large check to pay past due association fees that the former owner had racked up, because you probably don't owe those in the first place. So I really hope this has helped you out if you're considering buying a property in a homeowner association or a property owner association, especially when that association comes after you with a large bill. That's it for today. For more information on tax law investing, head on over to TaxLawAcademy.com. There's a link down below in the description. Once you get there, click on Join. You can become a member of the Academy to get our most comprehensive step-by-step training. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.